Good evening, and welcome to the Heikodelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, have yourself a nice cool drink or hot drink, and enjoy the show. And welcome once again to the Heikodelic Show.
Gentlemen.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Wow.
How's everybody?
good.
Holy crap, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whoa, hi. Oh,
So-
hey. There we
Whoa,
go.
hey.
Hey, oh.
Welcome, fans, to another edition of the Heikodelic Show. Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah.
Yes.
All together now.
Oh, come on, George. I didn't see you drink.
I'm not opening it. Hey, I can't multitask at my age. What are you talking about? Give me a
Well,
break.
get with it, man.
I'm a baby boomer.
Hello, Melanie. Woohoo.
I don't think I am, actually.
Hello, Mel. Hello, Joe. Sandra.
And Sandra.
Cheers. So, how was everybody's week?
Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. Kept busy.
Bottoms up. Ooh.
My neighbor's getting married, so they got so much crap to do because the wedding's at the house, right?
Did you get in touch with that guitarist?
Yes, she did. She talked to him, and it's kind of funny what happened. The open mic that was at the Sunflower Farm.
Yeah.
There was. It turned out pretty good. There was a bunch of people showed up there.
Yeah.
And there was a lady. She played there, and she's actually local. And they talked to her because she was pretty good.
Yeah.
And she's going to do the wedding for them.
Okay.
Big price difference too, because and we get it because Joel had to come. He doesn't live very close by. He lives quite far away.
Yeah, but he's that's what he does. That's what he does for a living.
Yeah, understand. Well, it's up to them, right? I gave them his number, and I give him Tim's number, and
Well, a shout out to Joel Saunders. If you ever need anybody for weddings or small occasions, intimate occasions, give him a shout.
Yep. Look him up online.
Yep. Look him up.
Joel
on Facebook.
Saunders.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
Yeah. So, what about you, George?
No, it was a quiet week. I had a couple of things I could have done. I ended up not doing them, but the one was almost got me tempted was a car show in Toronto. It was at Finch and Bathurst. But it was 11 o'clock in the morning till 3. So I'm like,
oh, wow.
No, it's just.
We used to go to a lot of car shows. I used to work on the highway. And we used to go to a lot of car shows in different areas and stuff, and they gather and right. So that is one of the spots that we used to go to. But they used to also on Weston Road. They used to gather just off the highway.
Yes.
Anyways, there's a little plaza there and stuff, right? And we were there one night, and we went and got our food. We're like, we'll just check out the cars and watch guys do burnouts and stuff, right?
Right.
And we're sitting there, and all of a sudden we hear whoa, and there's a fucking gunfight right there.
Well,
It was like a big shootout, man.
Holy
We're just
shit.
sitting there in our work truck, right? Holy
Yeah.
crap.
well, that's what somebody said to me. Oh, good job you didn't take that on.
Yep.
It's a bit sketchy.
Yeah, because that's where you're gonna find some people with disposable money, I guess is the way to put it. So they might be,
Yeah, well, that was another reason. But that initially I thought, oh no.
Yeah. So George, it sounds like a great idea to do DJ a car show and stuff like that. But
it's the kind of thing that I would like to do. I'm just, in fact, that's what I've spent like the week doing, looking into things like that. you know, but not your obvious kind of come and play this, that, or the other, but like more commercial, I guess, for want of a better word.
Well, yeah, you might want to have it during the day.
Well, yeah, it's like this one was 11 till 3, right?
Yeah.
And so it was the 11 o'clock in the morning that put
I thought 11 at night till 3 a.m.
No, definitely wouldn't have done that one.
Okay.
No,
that's different. That's different. Oh,
yeah.
No,
it's 11 till 3. Yeah, but still.
No, the car shows that I used to go to, they weren't really shows; it was just hangouts, right?
Yeah, I think there's
people get together and talk smack, and then I think the one you're talking about, they used to go out on the 400. And there was one of those way stations out there.
Yep.
And they used to race out of that onto the highway.
Yeah, because there was the drive-in too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a little before my time. So where we used to go to race out there was Highway 7 because it was 3 lanes. So you could have 3 people in a race, right?
Ah, nice.
So I guess it's Bathurst, Dufferin, Bathurst. No, Kiel. No, it's Dufferin, Bathurst, Kiel, right? Is that how it goes? Or is it the other way around?
Maybe.
Kiel. I think it's the other way around.
Kiel.
Going west anyway. Yeah, going west. Yeah.
Kiel, Bathurst, Dufferin, right?
Yeah.
So it would have been out. It would have been we would have raced like around Dufferin, Bathurst area.
Yeah.
And then you had like cutoff roads if anything happened that you could get on when you got farther down, like Kiel and Langstaff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Kiel and Langstaff. Yeah. Well, did you ever get the cops showing up and things like that?
Well, that's so. When they're racing, whoever's racing, they put their bet right, and you go out. They go out first, and everybody goes behind them. So you have 40 or 50 cars. Behind the guys who are racing, and where they race, it's always a medium, right? And no roads, no break in the median, right?
Right.
So when you go, and most of the races are rolling starts, right? We'll start at 40, right? Start at 40, start at 60. So everybody who's there drives like 10K behind them. Then they go, right? They all take off, and as soon as you see somebody tap their brakes, you all start going again at normal speed.
Yeah.
And then that's where you're also, hey, you want to go too, right? And then you get your side, like, because when I used to go in my Mustang, and it was a 87, so there was another guy who had an 86 Camaro, right? And he was like, hey, you want to go, right? And I'm like, dude, come on, right? So, but that's it. Like, you could just, hey, you want to race your car? Sure,
absolutely.
Just race. Like, you got to find somebody who's equal to you. But these guys, man, like, some of these guys, they're racing for like, $1,000, $2,000 a pot, like a buy-in, right?
Yep.
So you win, you're taking home $6,000. There is no second place.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
And it was pretty.
Just got a racetrack.
Well, why go to a racetrack?
I don't know.
You can go on Highway 7 up to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we used to go.
When we were going, bars were still closing. They weren't open till 3 a.m. Right?
No, still like 1 o'clock was the latest. If
3 a.m. You got nobody, and the guys who actually race are okay. It's the guy who goes out in his mom's car and oh look, I got a Lexus or I got a little beefed up whatever, and they goof around and buzzing in and out of traffic and cause shit, right?
Yeah.
They're the guys who split their cars in half, and you don't hear about you hear a couple of them because they crash, but you don't hear many.
Well, you only hear about the ones that crash, right?
Yeah.
Not really. Otherwise, you don't hear about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat though.
Well, cheers, Junior. Yeah. All the best, mate.
Cheers, Junior.
Yes.
Hey, Junior. You're going into the hospital, I believe, next week. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah. He's going to win his battle.
Yeah. We'll have you on as soon as you're ready to talk.
He'll be okay. Only the good die young. It's all right.
Shit, he'll be here forever then.
Yeah.
No, yeah. No,
We always used to make fun with that song. Yep, you got it.
Yeah. And it's true, you know. You look at it like pretty much anybody I know who died young, they were a good kid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was just something stupid. Had a buddy who got ran over in his he took another friend's go kart.
Yeah.
Pulled out of the driveway and the neighbor was driving by. Right?
And smoked them.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Crazy.
it's just little things.
Isn't there some kind of statistic that fatalities occur within like a very small radius of your home?
Yes,
Yeah,
5 kilometers.
It's something crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
You think,
5 kilometers from your home.
Wow.
I rode off my car not 10 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
And then I also rode off another car, and I was like in fucking the west end of Toronto.
Yeah.
That was
just the car wrecker, eh?
Oh, wow.
No, okay. Honestly, I'm going to tell you this story. I haven't told this story really too much because I was kind of embarrassed. But okay, so I'm driving up, and I'm going to say it's somewhere on Lawrence or something. I can't even remember the name of the road. It's west end off the 427 somewhere, right?
Okay.
So, anyways, it was actually probably closer to the airport because I was going to the warehouses down there for car parts.
Right.
Gotcha.
I used to do delivery. Anyways, so I'm taking this road, and I know it because I've been on it every day of my life. Every day of my life. Every day for like the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Take this road. And I go by a church, and that church, every time I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's where my grandparents got married, and then like some of my family's buried there and stuff, right? Like, you know, great aunts and uncles and stuff like that. So I know it. And one day I saw this girl. I'm walking down the road, and I looked at her, and I couldn't believe it. So I looked again, and I rear-ended a lady going into the church there, right? Going into the graveyard to visit.
Oh, geez.
Man. She's driving a Grand Marquis. The ass end just goes. I was driving a pickup truck at the time, right?
Oh,
yeah.
So it just folded. So the thing was rust bucket, right? Obviously, you know, it dropped right down. So
yeah.
But so this lady that I was looking at, man, she was the ugliest woman I think I ever saw in my life, and I couldn't believe how ugly she was. So I had to look again. Oh, I'm bad, but yeah, man. It literally, like, I was just like, oh my God. Like, whoa. It was like she looked like, I'm going to say a bad tranny, like really bad makeup and just, And I couldn't believe it. So I crashed looking at the ugliest woman I think I've ever seen in my life.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So you've never unseen that.
No. And then I went, damn. That was probably karma. That was probably pretty mean of me to think like that. I should I should have looked at the good, and I started trying to look at the good in everyone after that.
You should look at the inner person.
That's right. Yep. I should have stopped, pulled over, and said, "Hi, how are you? Is there any way I can help you with your makeup?"
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Peacemaker Band.
So what do we got here? Okay.
You said a 69 Charger racing John Carter from the church in Ajax to Swiss Chalet in Oshawa in 1980. Holy crap! Freaking $60 tickets for racing.
Hey, Peacemaker.
Yes.
Okay, so if you were back then, did you used to go to Sanford Side Road at all? If you were back in the 80s drag racing? Because if you were, I probably saw you at some point. That's I grew up on in between Sanford Side Road and Davis Drive on the 3rd, and the drag strip used to be at the bottom of the hill in between the 3rd and the 2nd, and it was perfect because in between the 2nd and Durham 30, you could sit at the top of the hill, have a guy sitting up there with the CB, and you could have a guy sitting at the top of the hill at the 3rd. And you can see 2 concessions because it's in a valley, and there's only one road out, right? Besides your main road, you got the 2nd to cut off. Oxford back in the day, they had one cop patrolling at night.
Yeah.
So there would be guys down there all the time, man. I would literally be sitting in my bedroom and I'd hear them warming up their tires, right? Hear them burning out. And I would climb out my window, jump on my bike, and go up to the corner and watch them.
That's
Used
cool.
to leave the bike right in the ditch, and then me and my buddy actually who lived across the road. We'd meet up. We'd go down. It was cool.
Yeah, we used to go race on Lake Ridge, Durham 23.
Yep.
Just south of 7th.
Okay.
There's that little tiny bend in it, and then they used to have the white lines every quarter mile on the road for the airplanes or helicopters, right?
Yeah.
To check your speed. So we used 2 of those. That was our quarter mile marked right out.
Perfect.
And then we used to have a guy on the south end and a guy on the north end, and we had our little cheap walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
You know, and we would just say, "Hey, cops," and that was it. But it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun, man.
So one night was wild because that's where we always went, right? And Kenny just finished building up his dragster to go race down at Cayuga, but it was like I think it was like a Wednesday or Thursday night before the weekend, so he wanted to try it out. So we jumped in the truck and we took his car out there to Durham 23.
Yeah.
And as we're unloading it, the cop shows up, right?
Yeah.
So right away, the car is off the trailer. It's not a street legal car. It's a drag car, right?
Yeah.
So the cop looks at us and he goes, "Well, I know what you're doing, boys. So I'm going to give you a ticket. But since you haven't had a chance yet."
Here, sir. I had to get the car out so I could get
He was really cool about it. He says, "I want you to set up and you can race and I'll time you with my gun, my radar gun."
Oh, he did you? So you got.
So he let us go. He still gave him a ticket, but he let us go and he clocked them. So he knew what speed he was going and all that shit.
Well, there are some cops who do that. Oh, I'm getting messages. There's some pretty cool cops who do stuff like that. I remember there used to be he got in trouble for it. There was an accident. There was a cop who was doing radar out on the lake, and there was an accident, and well, he got in trouble for it. But he used to do the radar for the sleds, right? But you got up to 130 miles an hour or whatever, right? They were doing kilometers, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Peacemaker Band. I want to know who that is because he knows way back in the good old days. He's asking me where Roller Coaster Hill was, and that was the north end of Church Street, north of Taunton Road. It was a dirt road. Yeah. Went over the tracks, and then it got really hilly. And we used to take the cars out that and just bomb down that road, and you'd actually get air. But it was scary because the road was only 1.5 car widths wide, right?
Where was that?
So, Church Street North in Pickering.
Street North.
North of Taunton.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Little dirt road. Yeah. We called that Roller Coaster Hill. It was great. We used to bomb out there at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
just sending
many moons ago.
It's all a bit different now up there, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's totally
north
different.
Of Pickering, north of Ajax, all that is unbelievable.
Actually, that road,
even in my time.
Yeah, that road is still a dirt road. I drove down it, I think last year, and I couldn't believe this. It's not a developed area yet.
Oh really? Oh right.
Yeah. 68 charger with 318.
So I'm trying to think. Taunton, not Taunton. What's the other one that's a T that's over that way? Thornton. There's still farms and stuff on Thornton.
Yeah.
Just past what's that now? What's Steele's? Oh my God, what did that turn into? It out that way. Oh, can't remember.
Steele's.
Yeah.
It's
Taunton. Steele's is Taunton.
Well, they run parallel, right?
No. Steele's turns into Taunton.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's north of Scarborough, right? North end of Scarborough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's funny. He's talking about he had the 68 Charger with a 318.
Yeah.
And I had a Duster with a slant 6 in it.
Yeah.
I had a kick-ass stereo in there, and we go bombing around town like that all the time, man.
Blow Punk. There's a name.
Yeah, my Blow Punk stereo.
Yeah.
And that little Duster would fly, man.
Yeah.
It's AJ.
Yeah, it's AJ. AJ from down south. I like your new handle, Peacemaker Band. Did you guys make up a new band? That'd be cool to hear about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, we used to do the crazy shit back in the days when you could, right?
Well, you could do it where you were.
Yeah.
You just have to do differently now.
Yeah. Try that around the streets of Manchester.
No, not a good thing.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, we used to go out in the bush too, go on back roads, and oh my God. Yeah. We had to entertain ourselves, right? We lived in Ajax. We didn't have anything. If you needed to go anywhere and check out cars and stuff, you had to go to Oshawa, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Ajax back in the day, there was nothing there.
Yeah.
You know, Pickering at least had 2 drive-ins, so you could go to Pickering, go to movies. But Ajax was just...
imagine back then it must have been not a lot there. Just
No.
Sanford, I had nowhere to go. We have one general store, and that was
no kidding.
2 concessions away.
As kids, we had bikes. We used to call them trackers, like a regular cycle, but we used to put a knobbly tire on the front, the thick tire. Leave a regular tire on the back, and they had no brakes. And we used to go around. We used to call them bomb sites like Crofts, but there was a track. We used to call it tracking. It'd be like 4 in a race. But we used to use them on the street, and the cops were always saying like, "Hey, had no lights, no brakes, right on them whatsoever." Yeah,
nice.
Crazy days. Number of times I fell off those things. Not fell off, but even racing, you hit someone's front, your front on their back, and go over the handlebars, no problem. We didn't wear, we didn't have helmets or anything.
Hey, George, battered and bruised. Know something? Speaking of falling battered and bruised, maybe we should check out your backside quickly before our guest.
How do you make that correlation, I ask?
Battered and bruised. Well, there you go.
If you're on a bike, you're battered and bruised.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. All right.
It's going to be battered and bruised on your butt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's happened. I got hit by a car.
Road rash, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got hit by a car, right? I ran out. I won't tell you why. Because that in itself is like not good. But, I had this crazy notion of making a sling, like with stones in.
Yeah.
And we had the double-decker buses. And me and I made these for my pals, and we're like hitting the side of this double-decker bus that was.
Nice!
And then the conductor and the driver climbed over the fence and started chasing us, and we ran off. And I ran off in front of another bus, and a car hit me. Right, I had this massive big bruise. I was hobbling around. I couldn't tell my parents what was wrong with me. It was like unbelievable.
I didn't just get hit by a car.
No, I feel like throwing, trying to smash windows on a double-decker bus, ma'am.
Yeah.
I
could have been killed, ma'am, though.
Yeah.
She would. Well, you're lucky I didn't find out, because I would have killed you.
I would have beat you silly.
Oh God, yeah. Anyway,
and I got something to say after George before we put our guest on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
Oh. Okay, so this seems this is a little different. Strange.
Yeah.
Derek's just Googling strange things.
No. I honestly I can't Google tonight. So strange.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe someone else will get a chance. Maybe. But you can ask questions though.
Okay, so I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Strange Things by George. Okay. Strange Things. Let me see. Who's so who is it?
But that's
Yeah.
Okay,
that's my question.
is this the band? Is this a band or a artist?
Well, this is a kind of band, but it's more about well, I guess it's more about a member of the band.
This is okay. So this is about one person of the band. Is it something and the band?
No.
Huh.
Hang on. No, it's like two guys.
It's like two guys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Interesting.
and they do have a band though, so it's two guys, like Simon and
Yeah,
Garfunkel type of thing.
I mean, this is all right. Just to put it in perspective, one of the members of this band kind of went on and formed a band, but he was still really like, the main guy. But this was like prior to that, when I guess somebody cashed in and thought, we've got some recordings here, let's put them out now that he's getting big.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
And this actually was released in 1968, but it's probably like 65 that this was actually recorded.
So this is okay. Is this American?
Yeah, it's American.
Okay. Now I'm gonna take a shot in the dark just because I'm seeing something now in this picture.
Okay.
Hey, is it Jimi Hendrix?
What is it you've seen in the picture?
Left-handed guitar.
Okay, there we go.
No, really?
That is funny.
Look right here. You can see it totally in the back.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well, it's the same picture, just in black and white, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I thought that might give it away. Was it too easy?
No. It took a second. Because I'm thinking see, I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed that it was them two together. I would have. Yeah. The only reason I guessed Hendrix because of the guitar.
Yeah, I think that's a bit. I should have covered that up, shouldn't I? I was thinking, but then it'd be like.
Yeah, it's funny too. As soon as I saw it, that's what I thought, because I saw the guy's face with big hair, and then when I saw it closer, I go, no, that's not him. But I thought Jimi Hendrix. It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an oldie. That's an oldie.
Very cool.
Wicked.
Yeah. On the London label, look at it, it's in pristine condition.
So
we didn't hear from our fans that time.
No.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, we do have some guesses.
Wham.
Yeah.
Do you want another? I thought that might go really quickly.
That's okay.
Do you want another?
You want another? Well, no. Hike, what did you want to say before we bring on our guest?
Yeah.
Our guest is here.
Your guest is here? Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I talked to Danny from Country Stop Burgers, and this Thursday, we're going to have a little bit of a hamburger eating contest at Country Stop Burger.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So what he's...
Wrong button.
That's okay. We had to watch George Drake.
Yeah.
So what he's planning, that big massive burger that Ringo puts up once in a while? It's the home burger, but it's 4 patties with cheese, pea meal. So it's 2 pounds of beef on one burger. Yeah. And then we're going to have a little bit of fries and rings and maybe a milkshake or something like that. And whoever wants to join the contest can. Just show up at Country Stop Burger, 6 o'clock on Thursday. And we're going to have a little munch down. So, yeah, it should be fun. Everybody's going to pay for the meal, and the winner, whoever eats it, like either completes it or eats it first, gets their meal for free and gets a T-shirt and stuff like that. So it'll be fun. Yeah.
All right.
Then,
so, sorry.
That's okay. All right.
I thought when you did I thought you were, I was like, uh-oh.
No,
right.
I'll mention it again at the end of the show, but that's what we're going to do. So anybody interested in a really wicked hamburger eating contest, it should be good.
Yeah. All right. Well, so without
why don't you introduce our guest, and I'm just going to fly out of my seat for a minute because my charger's not working, so I gotta get another one.
Well,
And-
how about I just replace you with our guest?
Come on, man.
do that then. Perfect.
All right. Okay.
Just look for me in the green room.
Okay. All right. Watch this. Oh, hey.
Oh,
Hey,
Oh,
this
magic.
better not get me any more death threats, gentlemen. I'm up to my eyeballs in them already.
Uh-oh.
So,
Uh-oh.
That's right. Hey, could you turn your phone on landscape? That would just so. Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Perfect. Look at
there we
that.
go.
Now we got it. Well, so you're getting death threats. What's with the death threats?
Oh man, well you know the way the truther movement is. Nobody wants to hear the truth, and those of us that speak it, well, we're public enemy number one with the target on our backs constantly.
Yeah.
But- No. Last time I seen you guys, I had a horrible headache, and I haven't seen you guys since then. So how the heck are you guys doing?
Awesome.
Thinking about you.
Awesome. Well, that's.
Very well. Yeah. Things are getting better.
I lost your number. You got booted off.
Well, I ended up
Facebook.
getting a new phone because I was hoping that would solve some of the technical difficulties of Facebook not giving me my notifications, all of that stuff that they're doing to censor us right now. But yeah, I'm glad we linked back up because they're doing everything in their power right now to silence the message, and whatever we can do to get around it.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do.
So, what's the main message that they're silencing right now?
Oh my God, name it. We still haven't seen one bit of factual news here in Canada. We're still under the Captain Socks regime here. So you know what I mean? Like, there's literally things happening around the world. All these political leaders that were all part of the, you know what I mean, the Five Eyes that I was talking about last time. Like, you think it's just a coincidence that all these leaders just happen to want to step down at the same time? I'm just waiting because he's last one on the list.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, our big thing was that we've been talking about is in August, we've been told by a couple people, Jason, Christoph, and you said a few weeks after the last time we talked to you, something big was going to happen. Not too long after, I guess, the war, Russia, kind of roughly time-ish. But we were trying to figure out, August is supposed to be the month that there's supposed to be two big things dropped on us, the beginning of the month and the end, or the middle of the month.
Yes.
Well, see, that's the thing. There has been a lot of things that have been dropped, but some of it you got to understand is for the general public. Some of it is for the anons, right? Some of it is for the people that are doing the decoding. So just because it hasn't hit the mainstream media yet does not mean it's not happening. Because I mean, like I'm going to be honest with you, gentlemen. Like, they want to play around with the stuff about the Biden laptop. All the anons, no, we've had that stuff, you know what I mean, access to that stuff for years now. We were catching bans on Facebook for posting pictures that they're just saying that they got now. How is it possible, you know what I mean? If we knew what was going on and it's just hitting the media now, there's obviously something to it, right?
Yeah,
and this is why people kill me, because but people need to know, right?
It is crazy. Like, I've had friends who go like, man, I just got a ban for something that I did 5 years ago.
Well, see, the thing is they're constantly having to modify their AI, right? We find ways around it. We talk in code. Like I had made a comment. I was actually banned on all 4 of my accounts on Navajo Code Talkers Day, which really upset me because I always say that, you know what I mean, the nons, we will be remembered after all of this. Not that, you know what I mean, I'm obviously not an anon anymore. I was outed, but the anons will be remembered as the new age, or the new version of the Navajo Code Talkers. We have been able to speak to each other for years online, get the message out to who needed it, and, you know what I mean, bypass algorithms by, you know what I mean, ways that we figured out through hit and miss.
Right.
We have created a wall, a united wall. Things have been happening behind the scenes with different groups, and everybody has come to the conclusion that I'm just sick of it. Like I was talking before about the precipice, right? How, you know what I mean? We were basically right at the point where the 100th monkey was about to be given the bit of information, and then it becomes worldwide information. Well, the 100th monkey is known for a while, and it's just running around flinging poop at this point, gentlemen. I honestly, by October, there, and when I say big things, by October, I'm pretty sure the media will start to catch up with what we're seeing behind the scenes throughout the summer. They're usually a couple of months behind because, let's face it, we flood all of their stuff with the stuff that we make, and they can't ignore us. We are the news now, and pisses them off that a bunch of people like us are the ones getting the shit out. But sorry.
Okay,
That's all right.
We're not on the radio right now. Okay, I have George. I'm looking at George here. George has something he wants to say. He's got something.
What was I going to say?
I don't know. Just the way you were looking.
Oh no, like that I'm an intent listener. No, is this like other than Facebook? Where else do you go for?
Oh God, I'm on QWin. I'm on Facebook, Telegram, Instagram, and on up. If there is a platform for which to get the truth out, I even stopped promoting my artwork. I stopped doing all of that stuff, and that's used to be what all my stuff was just my art, and I've switched everything over, and it's all truther stuff, and it's not, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, worldwide stuff. Like, I was posting stuff, making videos of clips of what was going on in Ukraine before they even admitted there was anything going on in Ukraine. You know, they are suppressing the knowledge and that we need to protect ourselves, and it's everything from, you know what I mean, the jabs that they're handing out, the hospitals, what's happening here in Canada. Euthanasia is the biggest cause of death in Canada right now. That's not right, gentlemen. That's not right.
Oh, okay, now I'm going to disagree with that to a point. Okay, I believe that if you are terminal.
No, I didn't say I didn't disagree with it, but on lockdown, you don't put your citizens into lockdown, trigger depression, keep people away, isolate them, lock them away from their friends and family, and then say, "Hey, I have a magic solution. Kill yourself." That that is not, number one, that the person that is in charge of our country should not be promoting something like that. You want an abundant country. You want your citizens to go and produce more citizens and you know what I mean, contribute, not, oh, life got hard, okay, well, the government's gonna pay you to, you know what I mean, because that's literally what's happening right now. It's ridiculous.
I hear that everywhere. I even talked to a business owner today, and he said he can't get employees. He used to have 6 people working for him, and since all this nonsense started, he's down to 1. And he can't get more people.
They did it on purpose, and that's exactly what I remember warning you guys, that they were going to crash the economy and that the dollar was going to go and gold was going to, and that's exactly what ended up happening. The other day, Russia and China, a couple of other countries, have now decided that the American dollar is not needed. So that is a big thing. Canadians and Americans need to start working together as a united front in North America, and do something about the dictatorship that has happened in both countries, because both sides of the border, literally, like, this is the way I'm viewing it, gentlemen, but North America is being run by nutsack.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
yeah.
Look.
Yeah. 2 balls, 1 sack, our continent. And we used to be one of the strongest, and now
So what would the alternative be to all this? Who out there would be the alternative to all this?
What, the alternative to Justin Trudeau?
Well,
I mean, Captain
Socks. All of it. The nutsacks, anybody, whoever that you want to get rid of now,
well,
who would you put in?
You know what? I honestly think that having one person in control of everything is not the best idea. You know what I mean? Because with absolute power, you know what I mean?
So what would your ideal replacement be, say?
In all honesty, and I know this is like insane kind of thinking, but I thought that there should be representatives from the Native Canadians. I think there should be a council.
Right.
I think that things should not be done in the fashion of England. If we supposedly broke off from England, you know what I mean, then we should have Canadian system that is based
our own
on
culture.
Well,
right?
how long have we been sovereign? Right? It was only the 70s, wasn't it?
Okay, but her face was still on her money. That, you know what I mean?
It's still, yeah,
they can say sovereignty all you want and give us, you know what I mean, a fake sense of freedom, but none of us have ever breathed fresh, free air as free people. None of us in our lifetimes. And right now, what is happening across the world, we may have a chance in our lifetime to actually see that. And if, you know what I mean, if it takes working together with people that you particularly don't like, but have the same goal, I'm telling people, put your bullshit aside, stand up, use your damn voice, because if people don't start doing something soon, we are not going to have a very bright future, gentlemen. And they honestly, and I've said this a couple of times to my American friends, I have a close-knit group of American friends that I talk to every day. And I tell you, there is big differences between Canadians and Americans. And I'm going to tell you, gentlemen, I think our country has been MK Ultra'd to the tits, because we are taught, don't rock the boat, don't stand up. You know what I mean? Be a good citizen, be polite, don't say that thing. Oh, are you about to lose your temper? Oh no, don't do that. And it is brainwashed out of us at such a young age to be doormats for both the political sector, the financial sector, you know what I mean, our jobs, everything. And I honestly think it was to weaken us to a state where we could be controlled. And what happens to controllable people? Well, you can usher in socialism light pretty easily, can't you? Thanks, Captain Socks.
We're just a society of debt, right? And that's how they control us. Where it's modern slavery.
Exactly. We are so blind as a society to what actually like makes things work. And some of the stuff that I've been researching, and the corruption, some of the stuff that's going to be coming about Captain Socks.
So I've heard some stuff, just like he apparently out on campaign trail is just like tagging everyone he can, to put it politely.
Okay, well, let's have a little conversation. Do you guys know anything about the Dominion voter software? Like anything about the Dominion stuff? All right. Well, see, the Dominion voter software is pretty much corruption at its finest, gentlemen. And that is what our leader swears by. Now, I'm not the first one that has stated this, nor have I been the last one, but I am willing to wage dollar to donuts, gentlemen, that not one single country that used the Dominion software has had actual legal votes. I believe that their leaders were all put into positions of power for exactly this particular time. No, more so than ever, because there are legit pictures of Trudeau and Alex Soros testing out the Dominion software. They have found glitches in the and you guys don't know about this stuff because our news is suppressing information from us at an alarming rate. I've literally put out, I've made a couple of movies on the Dominion corruption, and I'm telling you, the stuff that I learned from various outside sources of media as opposed to Canadian media and what pretty much cups of maple syrup is being served to the people as opposed to the actual news that's going on, it is alarming. I literally, there are things that I can't even share from my actual Adrian account. They won't let me share it. But if I go to my other accounts, because it's not set up to like my actual like residence and that, it bypasses. But Trudeau has put a big limitation on what we can even post. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't know if you guys remember during the election, I lost my account for 5 months because I kept on saying he was Castro's son. And you know what I mean? There's been nothing but documentation that we found, you know what I mean, letters from Cuba and that stating, you know what I mean, pictures, timelines with Maggie Trudeau being, you know what I mean, with Fidel alone and not with, you know what I mean, her husband. So honestly, what I've been working on is a theory that she was an MK Ultra sex kitten, and her and Castro created Trudeau as a weapon to weaken the borders. He was placed into a position of power, and he came in like let's face it, what the Canadian ladies, what did they do when they first seen Justin? All their brains went out the window, and they were just like, "Oh, he's so cute! I don't care." Ruin the country.
And what's the first thing he did? He went around doing selfies with everybody.
Yes.
Like holy shit.
Yeah, he made a mockery of Canada. We were once seen as a strong force. We were once very well respected. And now people make fun of our leader, make fun of, well, they've always made fun of Canadians, but you know what I mean? We were really polite about it. But you know what I mean? The leadership in that, come on, like this has got to end. Canadians need to start standing up. Honestly, we need to start taking a page out of America's book and standing up.
Who's leading him though? Because we all know presidents, prime ministers. You think it's Soros?
Oh, I know it's Soros.
Okay, you don't think it's Schwab? He's not a Schwab kid?
It's all the same. All of those guys are all like, if you could literally picture the League of Evil, like look at Schwab himself. He dresses like a supervillain. Like, how much more obvious do you need? He's got the accent, the black. Like, come on, do you need a big flashing light going, "Hey guys, this is the guy"? No, come on. Sometimes it is that obvious.
Right. Huh. That's wild.
100% New World Order. Hey, U.S. is going down the shithole, but Canada way ahead of us.
Yeah. Well, and there's all these things that you hear about too. Like, I just read an article, and it's all about Canada's new climate control thing they're building. Look at her head go. And they're building
a HARP system.
Well, they're building buildings in all the provinces, and somehow somebody got a hold of the floor plans of the one in Winnipeg, and you look at it, and it has detainment cells and an armory and all this stuff in it. But what's that got to do with climate control? So they're not even telling us the real thing. They're not telling us the true story. It's all bullshit. Well, they're building something else, and they're telling us it's for climate control. It's more like it's for people control.
What if they have so
they're prisons with armories? Like, come on, what's going on out there?
They're doing in Australia.
everybody knows that chemtrails are now real, right? There is no doubt about it. That was the first thing I remember talking about. Like, hey, what are these things? Oh, that's just contrails, right?
Right.
So what if, because what is it? It's aluminum, barium, and something.
Strontium, yeah.
Strontium, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and sometimes lithium, depending on different governments have been given the okay to test. Yes, because Canada can't test on Canada, but Canada can make an agreement with America, and vice versa. And they've been spraying lithium in certain places and then testing the results on it. But yes,
yeah. No, okay. So we also know that what's his name, Bill Gates, there has been buying up all the farmland in the States.
Yeah.
So with the aluminum is going to kill the soil, right? And we're at hundreds of particles per whatever, however their pers are.
Yeah, parts per million. Yeah.
Yeah, their parts per million. But the aluminum is like 400 times more than it ever was before. Right. So they kill all the farmland. Now you can't grow your own vegetables. You are totally dependent on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And the beef.
So
decades.
Also with the aluminum, what if they are already spraying it for control of the earth? Like they know something's going to happen and they're just not telling us.
They've been doing it for a long time. Like this whole, you got to understand, they have been using weather modification for
that's how
decades, generations.
Vietnam, right? That's how they made it rain in Vietnam, right? That's
and people just think that, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, we're just going to use this in times of war. No, you know what I mean? When Japan's automotive sector got too high up, okay, and they were about to completely crash the North American auto like all for sales in that, they just happened to have a tsunami or whatever the hell it was in the one part where Japan specifically put its ports and the car manufacturing where they don't get storms. Like that's why all that stuff was made there, because it was protected. And you're gonna tell me that it just happened to create a storm and boom, took them right out of contendership, and then bumped up the American and Canadians auto sector. And then the government gave everybody bailouts. They literally did that shit. And then even though they took over, you know what I mean, Japan's spot, they still gave everybody bailouts. Why?
Yeah.
Well, you cause the problem, you create the solution, you reward yourself. And this is what they've been doing the entire time. You know what I mean? Anytime that they don't like the way something's happening, or if they need to cover something up, like, I don't know, trafficking in Haiti. Oh my God, look, there's a big, huge storm. Oh, let's send all of Hollywood over there. Oh, is that Angelina Jolie stealing babies? You know what I mean? It's just the way that it is. If you're watching this, you're not paying attention to this, and they put on the news the small little piece that they want you to see, and repeat the narrative until you don't even have to believe it, but you've heard it. And then when somebody asks you, that's what comes out of your mouth. Well, I don't know. That's not really what I believe, but successful mission. You've already repeated the non, you know what I mean, truth. And it doesn't matter if you put the, you know what I mean, disclaimer after it. Well, I don't know if it's whatever, because now the next person's going to go and repeat that. And that's literally, well, I seen it on the news. Well, I seen it on that. Well, cool.
Yeah, but people even go as far as to argue with you about some crap they've heard on the news. They don't know if it's true or not, but they say, oh my God, it's the truth. And they won't argue with people about it. Which is ridiculous. God, you can't take for themselves.
9/11, okay? They literally talked about the towers falling before they fell. Before they fell. And you can show people that clip and they're like, that's modified. Somebody was no.
Yeah, so was Building 7. You know, the one that didn't get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hey,
don't know.
but guess what? We found the pilot's ID.
Yeah.
Piece of
Very,
paper,
very durable. Very, very durable.
burnt metal
Yeah.
in the tower.
See,
Well,
AJ's
you know
all
what I mean?
excited. He
It's
goes,
just a
Adrian
complete-
really knows what she's talking about. So thumbs up. He's an American and he loves listening to this.
I get so frustrated because like all it takes is a little bit of research, and people are always like, well, I didn't see that on Google, or I couldn't find that on Google. Okay, well, Google's half the problem.
Yes.
YouTube, Google, and 23andMe are all owned by the exact same family. Okay, not like
Yeah.
same bloodline, same family. So there is the corner market on all of your information, your organic information, your visual and audio information, as well as, you know what I mean, what you're gonna
Yeah.
read.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I use Yandex. You know what I mean? I have yet to been able to not find something that I've been looking for, and you know what I mean? I know Yandex isn't going to screw with me either, right? Like same thing, DuckDuckGo and all these other things came out, and then you find out that DuckDuckGo was in a partnership with friggin' Chrome and sending all their searches through a back door. Like all of these things, you know what I mean? I wake up every morning and it makes my freaking eye twitch, gentlemen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It should not be that difficult to find the truth. You should just be like, I want to know this. Oh, okay. Here's your information. Not, oh, black line, black line, black line, black line, black line.
Yeah.
If you catch what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
A quick question here. Like, okay, so let's go back. I can go back because I'm that old to a time when there was no internet, and I can go back to the 70s as a young man, and I spent a couple of months. I went twice into Eastern Europe, the Eastern Bloc, where people were oppressed, visibly so. News was, it was just crazy. But people, talking to people, they had, they'd go, this is this, and they had, I wouldn't say a plan, but there was like a structure of what should happen. And eventually, 1981, it started in a shipyard in Poland, whatever. But when I hear this, all this information, who's pumping it out there? And again, I ask, what's the structure for replacing the current system with all this information we have?
Well, see, that's the thing. Everything is going to have to crumble and be rebuilt. And when I mean everything is tainted. Everything. Like, okay, that's a perfect example. What we know as the medical profession, right? We know that doctors have to get an MD and all of this fun stuff, right? If you want to practice medicine, and anything else is considered hocus pocus, and the people usually come up 86th a lot of the times when they're natural doctors. It happens a lot. Now, what people don't realize is that is a Rothschild Rockefeller thing. They're the ones that actually implemented all that MD stuff. It is agreement with China, actually, and that all started generations and generations and generations ago. They made it so that in America, I'm pretty sure anywhere. Unless you go to one of
that's a pharmaceutical companies, that's what's doing that, right?
Well, they're all part and parcel, right?
Yeah.
So you have to go to their approved schools.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I was watching a thing, listening to somebody in my hometown last week talking about Reiki and all that, and you think, well, you know what that is, right?
Sorry, my daughter's.
Yeah, okay. Reiki. It's what the Buddhist monks use.
With the hands and the healing and all that. Yeah.
Sections of the body, and I thought it was fascinating. And it does get poo-pooed automatically, right? Which I disagree with, but I can see why it happened, because it was more convenient. Because to do some of these natural remedies, you had to put yourself out a little bit. You had to make an effort.
Yeah.
Whereas today it's like, give me a yellow pill for that, give me a red one for that. So I get that. You know, and that's what, like you say, when I say what's going to replace this, it's all right. So you mentioned the medical profession. Go, okay,
all of it.
There's an alternative. Let's, you know, concentrate that bit. What about the other bits? You know, the other aspects of life other than.
But that's what I'm saying. Everything, like even there will be a point where we're not going to be able to access, and we won't be able to go online, and the normies are going to freak out, and the rest of us that have done, you know what I mean, our homework regarding, you know what I mean, stuff, or it's you're just going to be like, all right. When you have so many things that are rotten in a structure, it makes no sense to try and just pick apart and put good pieces into a broken system. You need to recreate the whole system. And I mean the music industry, Hollywood, the financial system, everything needs to be revamped because it's all shit. It's all bad. It's all no.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I don't think one size fits all. I think you're gonna have to, a bit like the buddy smokes, you're gonna treat that part of it and this part and that part. I don't think you can just change it.
Well, it's not going to be something that happens overnight, obviously. But if you look now, things are already slowly starting to be implemented. You know what I mean? We have people that are actually, you know what I mean, standing up for, okay, like, I don't know what you guys' views on stuff that they are teaching in the schools right now. But I personally, I don't think a lot of the stuff that's being taught in the schools right now should be taught. They have hired a bunch of teachers that have obvious agendas. A teacher should be a teacher, right? Go in there, teach your students.
I disagree with that. I think a teacher should be somebody who is a leader, somebody who actually wants the kids to learn, wants to help.
Okay,
hey, little Bobby hurt himself. Here, little Bobby, let me give you homework. Don't make the kid come to you.
But I'm talking about the teachers that now think it's appropriate to discuss what they do on the weekends with their students. There is a line that is being crossed by adults.
Yep.
And you know what I mean?
Teachers like red.
And if you say anything, you get labeled a homophobic, you get labeled, you know what I mean, a bigot, you get labeled this. You know what? There is appropriate and then there's inappropriate. There is appropriate behavior and conduct when you are responsible for the safety and, you know what I mean, the education of somebody else's child. And that's why I homeschool, because I'm not, there is no way that I'm going to send my daughter into a situation that I now have to spend 8 hours in the school. How am I supposed to unprogram all of that garbage? Let her keep, you know what I mean, this stuff, and then no, that's right, no, that's wrong. And then by the time she goes to bed, she has no idea what's left or right. And you know what I mean, is supposed to get up for school the next day and then fill her brain with a bunch of stuff that, so, you know what, I make sure she learns what she needs to know, and we're good. Like,
I so agree with that.
Take an active,
I had my son in Montessori school, and now I have him in public school. I put him in public school mainly for the social aspect, not the teaching.
How is he enjoying it compared to the Montessori school?
He liked the learning in Montessori way better, right? Because you're taught how to figure stuff out realistically.
Hands-on.
If you have a question, say, perfect example, you're doing a test. In real life, if you have a problem, you go and find help, right?
Yes.
Hey, I don't know how to tie my shoe. Hike, can you show me how to tie my shoe? Yes, you help me.
Yeah.
When you're in public school, you do a test. No, you do that test by yourself. You don't look. You don't ask for help. You do it. You're You're structured. You're structured to be alone, to not think for yourself, because it's this way. It's don't look outside the box. 1 + 1 is 2. That is it. There is no other way. Unless
and
you
what
walk
the school
backwards.
system will not
Birthday girl wanted to
teach
say
you how to tie your laces.
Can
The
I
school
just-
system will tell you to get your kid Velcro shoes.
hi.
Yeah,
Hi.
exactly.
Right?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Izzy. Happy birthday to you.
Woohoo! Happy
From the guys at the
birthday.
Heiko Show.
Wow.
I'm sorry the voice of an angel wasn't on here, but that's the voice of a drummer.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, she's
But that's when they get all the chicks.
big sucky.
Is that us?
Yes, big
That's you. Hi.
I know.
They're talking you for
I still can't believe I'm somebody's mom. And
I
she's
know,
I know.
5.
isn't it great?
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
What the
that's good.
heck?
I'll set that up for you.
Try
All
being
right.
a grandparent. I tell you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So
How did that happen?
Apparently, I have to go turn on Switch for her,
All right.
gentlemen.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
So I'll put you in the green room for a minute. So yeah.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean, it's interesting. I mean, like, because again, I went to grammar school in the 60s, and
hmm
but I didn't. I mean, you know, I wasn't a bad student, but by no means, you know, I was fair to middling. But I
Right.
found everything just a memory test. You know, like whether it was history, whatever, you know, math, and there was a thing like brought in like late 60s when I was retaking some stuff, and the exams you took, like to move on to university or college, they weren't so much about a memory test, because you could do French or history or mathematics and have
Right.
reference books for the
Yep.
exams.
Mhm.
And I thought that was a much better way of doing things
Mhm.
than trying to remember all these equations and translations and
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, conjugating verbs and all that, because then you just look for the relevant information to see how
Yeah.
intelligent you are, right? Rather than how good a memory you got. I
Yeah.
also found it useless, half the stuff I learned in school. You know, I've said this before. I went to a girls' school when we started, you know, they started like, you got into the sixth form, doing your A levels, and you'd go into a class in the girls' school for certain subjects. So you'd be 4 or 5 guys in a classroom of girls, or vice versa, right? The girls would come from Beulah Hill to Salford Grammar. But what I always loved the fact was you used to walk past like these huge rooms that had all these cookers, stoves, and they were teaching, you know, domestic science only to girls. So I thought, why? What's that about? You know, like I'm learning something ridiculous about physics, or you know, that's going to serve me no purpose unless I want to be a scientist down the road. You know,
right?
And typing was another one. Rows and rows of the old typewriters. I thought, I'd rather be doing that than doing half the stuff I'm doing back in the boys' school. So
Well, hey, cooking, cleaning, the basics.
Yeah.
I think everybody should know, and I don't even know how to do it, but I think everybody should know how to like cut a fish or gut a fish.
Yeah, I mean, even Mrs. George says to me, like when she was at school, she used to be envious of the boys because she went to a mixed school of girls and boys, and she said she was envious of the boys that had woodwork because she was fascinated by woodwork.
Yeah,
but the girls weren't. You know, no, that's not what the girls do. Why not? I didn't get that even back then. You know.
Well, when we grew up, they separated that because this was boy stuff, this was girl stuff, right?
Yeah.
But things have changed now to the point where everybody learns nothing but crap, stuff they can't use in their future, and they're confused about even how math works and all that because it's not math anymore. It's all
I'm
bullshit.
sorry, but they don't even. You can't even identify what a woman is. What's a woman? Well, I don't know. I'm afraid.
Yeah. Well, they've made them all afraid because there's so many different variations of two sexes now. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I brought this up a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you heard, Adrian, but there was a teacher talking, and you know, kids are taught to accept all kinds of different. I don't even know what you call it, but people that are not male or female, they're one of the letters, and they said it's gone even past that now, where there's a girl in her class that she swears she's a cat. And she doesn't talk. She purrs. She meows. She rolls around on the floor.
And they're okay with this
and
shit.
It's acceptable. It's freaking acceptable by the school system.
Yeah. I wasn't allowed to tap my pencil on my desk to the song stuck in my head, but Becky can be a kitty if she wants, meow meow.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, we're gonna get taken over hostily. Hostily. Straight up, like we have on it, like, oh my god, it's ridiculous. Not only do we get taught, like I was saying before, need to be passive and everything else, but men are not supposed to be men anymore. Women are want feminized. I'm sorry, we need men to be men. We need women to be women. If people want to do whatever, but why does it need to be in the workplace? Why? Like, I don't understand. I'm all for gay rights, whatever, you know what I mean? People want to be gay. I don't care. I really don't. Yeah. I don't care if you want to be straight. I don't care about any of that shit. But why should children have to see your bum in assless chaps in a parade? And why is the man running our country okay with it? When did that not become an issue?
Well, and this is what they're doing now, is they're telling young children in school that is acceptable.
That is where I say no. Nay.
It's not. Kids are not mature enough to make those kind of decisions.
So who are they, Heiko? Who are they?
Yeah, the system, right? Who are they? We always say this, who are they?
Yeah.
But the curriculum has got things so fucked up and backwards that kids are confused before they're even taught. And that's where the problem is.
Okay. Right? This is how I kind of look at shit. Okay, a 5-year-old can decide whether or not they want to be a male or a female. When I was asked at 6 years old what I wanted to be for my future profession, I said a drug-sniffing dog in the Bronx. I thought I could grow up to be a German Shepherd at 6. Was an idea that I had in my head. So you're going to tell me at 5, children have the wherewithal, mental capacity to know what no, let them be 5. Let them play with their damn toys. Stop putting shit into their heads and pretending like that shit came from an organic place, because it didn't. It came from mommy and daddy's programming and the lack of responsibility on what you're allowing your kids to watch too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I go through some of these shows and I'm like, oh my Lord, are you and then it's not allowed in my house. Mm-hmm. LOL dolls, perfect example. I hate those little trashy things. These are dolls geared towards kids my daughter's age, and they're literally in like hooker attire. And my daughter knows, like, when she sees them, she's like, oh no mommy, you're right, those don't look like the other dolls. I don't like that. Because it's not like you have to be that foundation. You can't be like, oh, isn't that so cute? Oh, yeah, that is cute. Well, I'm sorry, Becky. You think it's cute because that's the club, the outfit that you were wearing to the club in the early 2000s. It's not cute for your daughter's toy. And that is where that cross between appropriate and inappropriate. You know what I mean? Parents need to be freaking parents and stop worrying about, you know what I mean, being socially accepted and fitting in with the status quo, because the status quo is a bunch of morons.
Yes. Yep.
Like, I'm sorry, I would rather be the crazy little squirrel standing on my own than the smartest in the herd of sheep. Because I'm still looking at another sheep butt. And that's just bad.
Bad. Oh, that was a bad joke. That was like a dad joke almost.
Yeah, almost.
I'm a mom now.
Yeah, well.
Gotta do that shit.
We just call them sheeple.
Oh. They don't like being called sheeple. They don't like being called libs, or there's a lot of things.
Okay,
snowflakes they don't like.
I have to say though, I have a few people on my Facebook, and I have friends with anybody.
Everybody.
Right? If as long as you're not a dick to me, I'll be your friend. You could
I'm the
be
same
like
way.
you could be an idiot to them, but you're not a dick to me, I'll be your friend.
I'm even friends with a bunch of people that are dicks to me, so forget.
Fuck, I forgot where I was going with that.
Yeah, well, it takes all kinds, right?
No, yeah, there we go. It takes all kinds. I'll think of it in about like halfway through my next fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. So that's one way to kill the conversation.
Like,
I know, eh?
All right, here we go. School board for putting kitty litters. Okay, so Heiko, you were feeding this cat food and kitty litters and shit, or what?
Yeah. The kid eats frickin' cat food, and at home she shits in a litter box.
Wow.
Because her parents are all in for it. The kid is a cat. She's not a bi or a male or a female or gay or anything. She's a cat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cats don't
There's
go
something
to school.
terribly,
I'm sorry to tell you, but cats don't
terribly
go to
wrong
school.
there. Yeah, there's something terribly wrong there.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
I'm gonna have to tell Mega Wolf.
I just can't. I can't. It's like I feel like
yeah.
you know what? Just no.
So who do you think they are? We've been trying to figure this out. So
You're trying to put more targets on my back.
so but like, okay, for me, what I figured out, everything seems to be owned by like 4 main groups, right? You got like your BlackRock, your Vanguard, like they own like everything. And it doesn't matter if you buy Pepsi or Coke because they own it.
Well, see, and that's what I love, the illusion of choice. We honestly think, you know what I mean, we're consumers, and we're not. We're just a bunch of idiots because we're literally giving. There is no choice. There's no, you know what I mean. Oh, I'm mad at this company, so now I'm going to give my money to this company because it's all going into the same pocket. Like, as soon as people realize that, like, every major media outlet, it's all owned by 6 families. All the newspapers, all the radio stations,
This is in North America, right? Do you think there's an equivalent, say, in the Soviet Union or the USSR, or whatever? Same thing. So they've got their 4 families.
Well, these run the world, from what I think.
Yeah.
The world, the whole world.
This is the whole world. Yes,
including like China,
everything.
All the leaders of every country. You know what I mean. You got to understand they were all schooled together. A lot of them schooled in Sweden. You know what I mean. They are, a lot of them in, you know what I mean, Masonic orders and stuff like that. The Skull and Bone stuff. You know what I mean. These people are born into these traditions, and it's generations of. So it's not even anything, you know what I mean? Like, we have never existed in a time where these families haven't run everything. It just wasn't as put out there before because of the lack of the information. When they brought out the internet and especially stuff like Facebook, they used it. It was like DARPA shit, right? That it was created to track and monitor us. But we took that and we flipped the script on them and started tracking and monitoring everything they did.
Right.
And we became calculated, we became organized, and then we started reporting on things. So, you know, when you see these news reports coming out, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Mockingbird Media example, but every single TV station, you think you're watching, you know what I mean, fresh news, like the late breaking news. But it doesn't matter where you're watching the news from. They're all literally reading the exact same script. And that's across Canada and across America. This shit has been going on for so long. And anytime people start to break through that matrix, they toss up a false flag, right? And what happens? They toss up a false flag, and everybody's glued to their TVs again, and it's just like, we just pulled you guys away from there.
Yep.
And now you're being sucked back in, and you're sitting in front of the news, and people don't realize you as soon as you sit in front of that TV, you know what I mean? It is going after your brainwaves, and your functioning brainwaves when you're out and about and doing your thing are one way, but as soon as you sit in front of that TV and you give that TV your attention, that's it. Like, it slows down your brainwaves and literally starts like just programming shit in there. And in every little teeny tiny square that is a pixel in there, it's running information in the background. Okay. She's apparently kicking some butt in her game.
Awesome.
All right.
But yeah, 3 generations of gamers in this house. Great.
Really?
Sweet
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
Sorry.
Well, I just saw the Peacemaker here to talk about Soros. Okay.
Yep.
Who predated Soros? Right? Obviously, Soros made their money back in the Second World War. But there was something before that, obviously.
Yeah, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan?
Where is now Ukraine?
Yep.
Yeah. It all goes back. That's one of the trunks of where we start. You gotta understand, there is a lot of corruption, and like, honestly, I could sit here and be like, well, okay, guys, it's this, and this, and this, and then that's probably the last time that you're gonna. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not one of those things where, you know, like,
you're gonna get cappied.
I would just like to state for the record, I'm very happy with my life, and there's no overpasses anywhere around me. So if you ever hear any of those stories, check with Captain Socks.
Yeah.
Captain Socks.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, well, I only heard. Sorry, I was reading before I posted it. Only heard about people who identify as cats 2 weeks ago. Woman from California is part of a group of cats demonstrated purring. Okay,
These people.
I don't care. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you dress. I don't care what you identify as. You can't go to school as a cat.
Thank you.
No.
Right? If you want to go out in public and get led around, I don't care.
Yep.
Right? If you want to have your ass hanging out, I don't care. That's your choice.
I don't want to see nobody's bum.
Right. But really, I don't care. It really does not bother me. If I see somebody and I'm walking with my son and their ass is hanging out, my son's going to say, Dad, why is his ass hanging out? Because that's his choice and he can do that. Good for them.
Yeah, but see, if I was with
or her.
If I was with Izzy for the next
illegal.
3 weeks, I would hear, "Hey, Mom, remember that time that guy's butt was hanging out?"
But it's illegal. That's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
I am also not a person who believes that all the laws should be followed. Right?
Well, put it this way. If you're standing, you get out of your car, you got to pee. You stand on the side of the road, you pull it out, you have a pee. You can get arrested for indecent exposure.
Mm-hmm.
So why is someone allowed to have their ass hanging out of their pants? It's the same goddamn thing, right? You can't have two standards. It's one or the other. It's one or the other, right? Either everybody can run amok naked or keep it concealed.
Okay, well, let's put it this way, gentlemen. Every time, every major, your empires, what happened on every empire to make it crumble upon itself is when they switched over to liberal majority. Every time. When you allow too much, it collapses. You have to have order. And you know what I mean? The people on the left want, you know what I mean, just pure freedom. And the people on the right are like, hey, you know what I mean? We don't want to curtail freedom, but we also don't want to see your ding dong. There should be a happy medium. And that should not be an issue. Okay, that never used to be an issue. The happy medium used to be a beautiful place where we all coexisted and got along. But then somebody woke up one day and said, I'm better than the happy medium. I want more. Give me more. And if you don't give me more, it's not equal. Well, how is that equality if you want more of something when we were already in a happy medium place where everybody was already being heard?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Everybody was already being accepted. There was never any issue. They literally construct the issue, stick it down your throat in the media, and then people react to it emotionally because that's what you're triggered to do.
Right.
Growing up, we never ever had issues with gay people whatsoever. So now all of a sudden, you know what I mean, we're bombarded in the last 10 years of, you know what I mean, there hasn't been this, there hasn't been that. But okay.
I will disagree with that though, because myself growing up, I may be a few years older than you, but myself growing up, especially being in a small town, nobody was gay. Right.
Okay, but when I went to high school, the president of my school was gay. You know what I mean? And that was a Catholic school.
And then you would be like, oh, you would hear like stories. Oh, that guy's gay, or this guy. You know what I mean? Like, but there was nobody who just came out and said, "Yeah, I'm gay." That didn't happen until my younger sister, and she was in Newmarket or something, like a bigger town, right? And to me back then, I was like, "Holy crap! I can't believe somebody actually came out as gay," right?
Yeah.
Because again, in the small town, nobody would do it.
Yeah.
Right.
But what I'm saying is there. Okay, baby, come here. Right over. All right. There wasn't. We were taught to accept. You know what I mean? Everybody just was copacetic. There was not this anger that they manufacture and try and say that there was. Same thing, like all of these things that are being pushed right now are being pushed so they can achieve their end results, and their end result is chaos, so that way they can swoop in and say, oh, well, look what we solved for you, you silly little citizens. You can't think for yourselves. You should just, you know what I mean, let the government control everything from this point. And that is what I'm fighting against, because if people don't start seeing these little tiny things that are being manipulated daily, you know what I mean, and being pushed daily for an emotional response, we're not going to make it as a society.
No. Well, the big line that a lot of people still don't understand is when they told us, you will own nothing and be happy.
Schwab, you know what?
Right?
That
if you don't get that.
And people were just like, oh, hello, that's a problem. That's a problem. You especially anybody that, you know what I mean, has you know what I mean, a kid. They're telling you they're gonna own your future, own your children, own your children's children.
Mm-hmm.
Come at me, bro. Because that's a point where you stand up and you fight for your nation, you fight for your rights, you fight for your neighbor, because you know what? Not because your neighbor's your buddy, but because your neighbor deserves freedom too. His kids deserve freedom. You don't have to like these people. God, you don't even have to get along with any of these people, but you do got to stand up with them, and you got to do the right thing. And as soon as society starts doing that,
There's a good old song way back in the day. It's called "United We Stand." Huh? Remember that song?
We fall.
Yeah.
Brotherhood of Man, yeah.
Well, gentlemen, you want to know something? Today has actually rolled by pretty quick.
We did it
at 11 o'clock.
Well,
we made it.
Wow.
Sorry. She's in sucky mode now.
Oh my God. She's showing off because there's three guys watching on the TV.
Yeah, it's mummy time.
Yeah, I gotta hug mommy.
Yeah.
So that's
nice
cool.
To share me for the night. She doesn't like doing that.
Well, guys, I want to throw it back out there again. If you enjoy food, go to Country Stop Burgers in Ballantree. And this Thursday, at 6, we're going to have a hamburger eating contest there. So I'm going to be there. Hopefully Derek will be there. I got to get a hold of Ringo because he wanted to eat. And I'm going to get some other people together. And if you just want to join in the festivities, just be there at Country Stop Burgers Thursday night at 6. And have a burger with us.
I'll be there in spirit, stuffing my face with burgers.
Awesome.
Oh, will you?
I'll be the one going, woo, burgers.
Now, is that the night he does the car shows too?
No, he's doing them on the weekends, but there's a lot of cars just showing up there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday now.
Yeah,
It's becoming a place where people like to go and eat and just have their hot rods out, right?
It's got burnouts out front.
Yeah, that's true. So I know, Adrian, if you like burgers, he's going to put 4 home burger patties with pea meal and cheese on a bun. So that's going to be 2 pounds of meat on one hamburger. Oh,
see, that's how you know that if it's the size of your face, then you know it's a good burger. That's like the measurement. Anything less is just
not worth it.
No.
So come down and join us.
All right.
You guys got any last bits to throw out there at people?
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh. Damn.
Didn't see that coming.
Uh-huh.
Remember when I did that for like a month straight?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Month? I thought it was like 6.
It was.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to see something cool, the sunflower farm here in Beaverton is now closed. The flowers are past bloom, but the sunflower farm is now open in Lindsay. Look it up online, thesunflowerfarm.ca. They're going to be open there for a couple of weeks, and people from Peterborough and Lindsay and the surrounding areas are enjoying them now. So please go out there and check it out. Thesunflowerfarm.ca.
All right. I'll just throw out, now it's starting to become busy season again. On the 10th, we are playing in Napanee at the Howlers Bash. It's a pre-Halloween party, and some pretty cool bands that'll be there. Yeah.
Remember you told us about this last year, the Howlers Bash.
It's Mel's daughter who hosts it.
Very good. Very good.
Melanie Boone and Joe.
Yeah.
So
10th of October.
The 10th of September.
Oh, September.
Pre-Halloween. It's outside, so it's still not too cold then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, George?
No, I'm quiet. I've got
Nice,
nothing.
quiet.
It's calm before the storm, as we say.
So when are you going to put your show back on? Everybody's waiting.
A week tomorrow, maybe. 2 weeks tomorrow for sure. But yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, Adrian, thanks for coming out. It was
man. I'm so glad I was able to do it. Last time friggin' just did not work, and then the time before I was like, oh, it was nice to actually be able to like look at you guys and not be like answering questions like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I like your arm bling.
Aha! Thank you.
Yeah.
I like to jingle when I do things.
Yeah, it's better than fold. I like to jingle.
Exactly.
I jingle when my head shakes.
I used to when I had all the piercings, but those are all gone now.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Have a good night.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for being a guest.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikodelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikodelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikodelic Show, please find us at www.theheikodelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikodelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikodelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikodelicshow.com theheikodelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikodelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikodelic Show, fans.